Ashmere was the kind of city people forgot on purpose. Not because it was ugly, but because it felt like a memory someone else had lived. Streets curved where they shouldn't, looping back on themselves like thoughts that refused to settle. Buildings leaned inward, stone shoulders sagging with age, as if the city itself were tired of standing. Fog arrived without warning and lingered long after it should have lifted. And above everything, at the highest point of the old quarter, stood a cathedral no one entered anymore. Elena noticed it on her third evening in the city. She had been walking without direction, the way people did when they needed air more than answers. The archives had kept her buried all day. Dust, ledgers, names that belonged to people who had vanished centuries ago. By sunset, her mind felt tangled, heavy with unfinished thoughts. The sky was bleeding color orange, melting into violet when she felt it. A pressure in her chest, not painful, not sudden, just present, like being watched. She slowed, then stopped entirely. The cathedral rose above the square, its broken spires clawing at the darkening sky. Once, stained glass had told stories there. Now only jagged remnants remained, sharp as teeth. People crossed the square quickly, eyes down, steps hurried, as if the place might notice them if they lingered too long. Elena didn't move. She didn't know why. Something about the building pulled at her, quiet and relentless. Her feet carried her forward before her mind could object. The iron gate stood slightly open, rusted, ancient, unlocked. "That's strange," she murmured. Every sensible instinct told her to turn around. Instead, she pushed the gate open. The sound tore through the silence, metal screaming against metal, echoing like a warning meant only for her. Inside, the air shifted immediately, colder still. Her boots clicked against stone as she stepped into the nave, each sound too loud in the vast emptiness. Her heart beat faster, not from fear, but from anticipation she couldn't explain. Then she heard him. "You shouldn't be here." The voice was calm, low, worn smooth by time. Elena turned sharply. He stood between two pillars, half swallowed by shadow, tall, perfectly still, watching her with eyes that caught the last of the dying light and held it gray. Unreadable, ancient. She should have screamed. She didn't. "I could say the same to you," she replied, surprised by the steadiness of her own voice. For a moment, neither of them moved. "You're alone," he said. "So are you." Something flickered across his face, too fast to name. Amusement, perhaps, or relief. "This place isn't safe," he said again, quieter now. Elena studied him openly. His skin was pale, yes, but not sickly. His presence felt heavy, like the air bent around him. He didn't look dangerous in the way stories warned. He looked tired. "You live here," she said. "No," he answered. "I endure here." The words sent a chill through her spine. "What's your name?" His jaw tightened. "You should leave. Names aren't dangerous." Silence stretched between them, thick and weighted. "Lucien," he said at last. She said her name, Elena. He repeated it under his breath, as if tasting it. "Elena." The way he said her name felt like a touch she hadn't consented to and somehow welcomed. "I'll go," she said softly, "but I'm coming back." Lucien's expression hardened. "Don't." She smiled, gentle and certain. "Too late." She turned and left, her footsteps echoing through the cathedral until the night swallowed them whole. Lucien did not move. Long after she was gone, he stood exactly where she had left him, breathing in the faint trace of her warmth. Human, alive, curious, dangerous. He had survived centuries by avoiding attachments, by keeping distance, by remembering what desire cost. And yet, a woman with ink-stained fingers and unafraid eyes had crossed his threshold in minutes. She will forget, he told himself. But he knew better. She returned the next day. Sunlight poured through the broken roof, dust drifting like fallen stars. Lucien remained hidden until he felt it, her heartbeat, steady and sure. "You didn't run," she said, spotting him instantly. "I considered it," she laughed. The sound struck him like a blade wrapped in silk. They spoke carefully at first. About the building, about history, about nothing important until everything was. "You don't step fully into the light," she observed. "I don't enjoy it." "Why?" "Because it reminds me of things I can't have." She didn't press. Instead, she wandered, sketching arches, jotting notes. Lucien watched her hands, expressive, gentle, alive. When she reached for a broken carving and cut her finger on stone, his body reacted before his mind could stop it. "Don't," he said sharply. She startled. "It's nothing." Blood welled. Lucien turned away with a hiss, fists clenched. "Lucien?" she asked softly. "Cover it," he said. "Please." Her heart pounded, not with fear, but understanding. "You're not human." "No." "Are you?" "Yes." The word fell between them like a confession. She should have left. Instead, she stepped closer. Lucien felt her warmth like fire through glass. "Why don't you hurt me?" she whispered. His voice barely held. "Because if I do, I won't stop." Slowly, carefully, she reached out. Her fingers brushed his sleeve. Lucien froze. "Tell me to stop." He didn't. Her hand slid into his warm against cold. Living against immortal. His fingers trembled as they closed around hers. Reverent, restrained, aching, her pulse beat beneath his thumb. This was not hunger. This was worse. This was wanting. "I should go," Elena whispered. "Yes," he agreed. Neither moved. When she finally stepped away, the absence felt violent. "Tomorrow," she said. He nodded. When she left, Lucien pressed his hand to his chest, where his heart had not beaten in centuries, and felt something stir.